Hello and welcome to our WIFR Fastcast. I'm Daniel Burbank from the WIFR News Now desk. In our top story, Winnebago County residents will have another chance this year to vote whether the North Park Fire Protection District will get a new ambulance. That is something that WIFR's Nathaniel Langley has more about.
Hey folks, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley here, coming at you from the back of an ambulance. And don't worry about me, I'm all right, but the North Park Fire Protection District is asking for help in the upcoming general primary election ballot. Be sure to tune in later today on WIFR and catch it on WIFR.com as we walk through a familiar referendum question that North Park is putting out for the community.
Well, the Chicago Bears are reportedly one step closer to setting up their stadium in Northwest Indiana. The state's House Committee unanimously approved a Senate bill which creates a public stadium authority. The team said in a statement the bill is the critical framework to delivering a premier venue and a destination for Bears fans and visitors from across the globe. Thank you, Jake. However, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said lawmakers were ready to talk about the stadium bill until the team told them to pause.
That statement is not some confirmation that they're moving to Indiana, but rather that Indiana had asked them to say that, they're going to move forward with the negotiations in Indiana. But I have to say,
Illinois Representative John Cabello says the Chicago's Bears stadium drama is due to total dysfunction from Governor J.B. Pritzker and the Democrat-controlled House. He says the Bears are exploring options because Illinois made itself unpredictable, expensive, and politically toxic for major investment. Cabello says if the Bears decide to leave the state of Illinois, it's an indication of the Pritzker administration. Well, the trial starts for a teen accused of stabbing and killing 17-year-old Caleb McCall in 2023. According to the Daily Chronicle, Hazma Kadabeth is charged as an adult with first-degree murder. 11 witnesses took the stand, including the Sycamore police officers. Several teen witnesses claim there was an argument between McCall and Kadabeth's group. Don't know if that's the right video or not. 2 videos of the stabbing was reportedly played in court. The teen suspects accused of stabbing McCall in the chest near Elm and Sonnet streets. Let's move on to our next story here. 38-year-old Kara Hall is behind bars accused of being involved in several road rage incidents. DeKalb deputies claims on Tuesday Hall yelled at cars, exited her own car, running into traffic in the area of Gilden and Wolf Roads in Kingston. Several callers also claimed that she was doing burnouts near Peace Road and Fairview Drive. DeKalb deputies say Hall drove away from them, sped very fast, and hit other drivers. Deputies used deflation sticks to stop the vehicle. Hale is later taken into custody. 41-year-old Diana Fridley of Huntley faces several charges. Authorities believe she crashed into her ex's home, stealing their items and hurting their animals. On Sunday morning, police say Fridley drove her car into her ex's garage, stole a pair of Nike shoes, threw furniture, and smashing a reptile aquarium. Officers would later find Fridley and her 10-year-old son through the use of cell phone and license plate data. Welcome to our Partners Against Crime segment, airing on our streaming channel. 16 years ago, a 24-year-old Rockford man is riding in a car on the city's west side when he's shot and later dies. Police never made an arrest, and the family says no one can be at peace until they see justice. On December 22, 2009, 24-year-old Antonio Tate was riding with a friend when he got shot along Bluefield Street on Rockford's west side.
It's hard, and if I just knew who killed him, I would feel so much better.
It's been more than 16 years since Antonio's killer pulled the trigger.
I can't go down the street that he got killed on.
His family grappled with grief on the first anniversary of his death.
I love my daddy and miss him.
That's Antonio's oldest daughter, Anique, now 21 years old.
When you see somebody who has a dad and you're like, dang, I wish my dad was here so we could do these things, or like dad and daughter dances. We don't get those anymore.
Anique says she's in school, studying to be a nurse practitioner.
I won't forget him, and that I'm still going. I'm going to reach all of my goals in honor of him. And thank you for everything he did for me while he was alive. He was a great dad.
Her favorite memory?
Every year he would take us to Disney on Ice at the BMO Center and get us toys.
Police believe Tate was a target and possibly in an ongoing dispute with others. In fact, investigators say the shooter might have known which road Antonio planned to drive down. While officers say they have a motive, they wouldn't release it without an arrest. We took our questions about Antonio's case to Rockford Police Detective Sergeant William Donato, who now oversees the case. There's a family that is still wondering who pulled that trigger, who did it, who ended their son's life. One of the things they said is they want them to be brought to justice. Do you have a message for the Tate family?
Yeah, the message I would like to send is these cases are never over. Any information you have, please send it. I'd love to hear from people, and we'll do anything we can to close that case. Throughout the years, there hasn't been anybody that's come forward with information. I checked reports recently. There is nothing new. And sometimes it's hard to go on something when there's no information. I spoke to a family member last week, and my advice to her, and it'd be my advice to any family member of a cold case homicide victim, keep that person's memory alive, keep asking questions, because I think just doing that will drum up people talking.
LaToya shares a message for the person or people responsible for her brother's death.
If they truly cared about my brother's kids and his family and how we feel, can they please come forward and give his family some justice? We can never bring my brother back, but that's the least you can do to help us. I cannot unsee my brother laying on his table with tubes down his throat, blood coming out his ear.
Anique uses social media to spread awareness about her dad's cold case.
Every year on his death day, I just like to make a Facebook post to remind everybody else so they don't forget about him either, especially since the case isn't solved. You never know when somebody who might know something might feel like anonymously giving a tip or anything. So I just think it's good to remind people like this is what happened. And so they never forget, because I'm not going to forget. Our family's never going to forget. And most of the people, they don't even know. So it's just a reminder for everybody.
I know it sounds scary to do the right thing, to put yourself out there, but it's murder. You can't look at it like you're being a snitch. You're doing the right thing, and I'm telling you, people understand. And family, you'll be a hero because you'll give us what we need to make an arrest in the case. Look at Natasha Cleary, that was 2011. Not too far off from Antonio Tate. That case got solved. So the message I would send to the Tate family is I really hope to meet with you one day and give you the great news. I know we've done it on a lot of other cold cases, and it's one of the most rewarding things of this job.
Every year on Antonio's birthday, family gathers at his gravesite to honor his memory.
Happy birthday! We love you! It's forever with us, brother! Hey! The sun is shining today.
Well, Rockford Police Detective Sergeant William Donato says they haven't received any new information about potential suspects since around 2010. He adds he checks cold cases to see if there's new DNA or items that can be sent to the lab. Anique says she plans to keep fighting for answers and believes her dad will finally be at peace when his killer is convicted. Rockford Police has an anonymous tip line at 847-411 and text the word RPD tip with information. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is released from police custody Thursday morning. The former prince faces misconduct in public office charges. Police previously said they were looking at evidence related to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Mountbatten Windsor denies any and all wrongdoing in his dealings with Epstein and could face life in prison if convicted. President Trump says he considers next steps with Iran if the country doesn't agree to a deal to end its nuclear program. CBS News learns national security officials have presented the president with military options for strikes against Iran, and the president has ordered a buildup of U.S. forces in the region, including the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. Well, some developing news out of Italy. Tessa Janicki and Team USA women's hockey wins gold Thursday after beating Canada in overtime. Janicki ties the team with 5 assists and was on the ice when the game-tying goal during the third quarter and the game-winning goal in overtime. Team USA ends the 2026 Olympics undefeated, going 7-0. The victory comes as Canada defeated Team USA in the gold medal game in 2022. The Orangeville native had the whole community rally around her. The high school hosted a watch party for Team USA. Several students watched the game, and teachers even wore Janicki's number 22. Those who knew her say she was quiet but very focused on her goals and very happy with how far the team went.
Really surprised at first. I was like, the Olympics? Like, what? Yeah. So it was really cool, but I mean, it's kind of cool to have somebody from a small town of 800 people like Orangeville go to the Olympics.
In more sports news, Guilford grad and Rockford native Cam Smith gets 6th place for the semifinals for the first Olympic event called ski mountaineering. Athletes run a 6-minute mile up the mountain wearing skis before skiing down the hill as fast as they can. Smith finished first in his heat for the preliminaries of the men's sprint finals. Smith will join teammate Anna Gibson for the Gold Mountains ski mountaineering race Saturday at 6 a.m. Rockford time. Well, it's time now to talk about the weather here, and I'll tell you what, after the past few days, we were really spoiled with spring. So let's take a look at our 7-day forecast there. I kind of feel like Chief Meteorologist Kira Miner here. So Thursday, there is I believe Kira said there's a marginal risk for some shower activity, mid-50s, but then there's a cool down in the temperatures with some snow. Kira's going to track out the exact hour-by-hour forecast on when that snow could be in on Friday. Just in time for the weekend, the mid-30s, and then, of course, the low 30s comes in by the start of next week. And it looks like we warm back up into the 40s and maybe even mid to upper 40s by this time next week.